thought I was ready, but evidently I wasn't ready. I'm back ready now. I'm back ready. Here we live. We live. Talk that crap. We live. We live. Keep it jiggy, baby. We keep it moving. Today we're gonna just have a brief discussion. You know, a lot of people are getting into businesses, understand what side hustle is, what skills that they're learning. So most people right now are looking at starting their own business, which is a simple process to do. But more of that is understanding your business upon your spiritual journey. Because within your spiritual journey, you're creating something. Because right now we're creating businesses that will take us forward into the future. It is time for us to create businesses that will allow us to be a foresight to what is required in the service of man and the evolution of man, not just in the selfishness of man ability to hoard things, money, materials, and things of that nature, to really be able to access what's going on and really give it a solution. That's what we in this business for. You know, the business of really understanding who you are and what that really means. And listen, we're gonna and again we're just talking about business, starting business. This for the entrepreneurs who are just started, who may be just thinking about starting a business. This are for the individual who started a business and they don't even know what to do next in their next step. This is for someone that said, I don't even know where to get started at in my business. Your spiritual journey is going to take you and going to allow you to align with people that always will help you and assist you on your journey. If you're not getting assistance on your journey, then you know you may want to reevaluate what you're doing and how you're going about it. Because spirit does nothing but enhance itself. And with you enhancing yourself spiritually, you peel away things, ideas, habits, old ways, old ideologies, old systems that mean nothing to you anymore because you're creating something brand new right now. And that's what we all about right now. That's what this business fortitudes us to do, to move forward in such a passion, in such a way that it doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. What matters is what you're bringing forward and what is the value of that. So before we even talk business, let's first just take a real look. Now, if you see me glancing over, I'm glancing over at my notes. All right, it's gonna keep me in tracking online. So let's just talk about passion, skill, and vision. What before you even and if you hear a little one in the background, that's my youngest grandson. He's 3. So if you hear him, that's just him being himself. All right. So in this business, before you even thinking about a business that you're looking to do, first of all, what is your passion behind that? What is your skill set that enforces the passion that you have? And what does your vision look like? Those are 3 things that you really want to make sure that you have awareness of when you begin this business. The passion, what's going to keep you going even when things get tough, because you have to be passionate about what it is you're doing. The second thing would be is your is your skill. Do you have the correct skill set? And thirdly, it would be the vision. Do you have a vision for what it is, the business you're looking to put forward, the side hustle that you're looking to do? If you're just looking to make some money, because I've seen some people turn a side hustle into a business because that it wasn't just profitable for them, it was allowing them to make life changing decisions. And that's what you want to be able to do in business, is to be able to make life changing decisions. The thing about business is most people get into business based upon money. And when you only get in business just because of money, then sometimes you chasing something versus actually creating something for someone that can actually be beneficial to them. What does your business model look like? You know, when you're talking about business today, but what does your model look like? What does your spiritual model look like? Peace, how y'all doing today? What does your business model look like? In order for you to know and have a passion for your business, in order for you to understand the vision behind it, in order for you to understand the skill that is required for that, what will be the steps that you take forward? Because we're talking about business on a spiritual journey. So dealing with spirituality, you automatically going to be dealing with authentic ways of going about how you handle your business. Before you find your niche, you want to be able to answer two questions. Can you solve a problem? And what is the offer? The offer that you have, does it bring value to others? If you're just doing business, but you're not bringing value to anyone, no one is going to do business with you. If you're doing business and you're not able to solve problems for anyone, then that's going to be a difficult situation as well. So with business, I'm getting into the very foundation of business first before I give you tips. Having a mindset, the emotional understanding of what it is to maintain a business. When you when you start a business, is not only do you have a passion behind it, what kind of vision do you have behind it? What type of attitude and mental fortitude that you're gonna have when you hit a bump in the road, or you just fall in the ditch, or you just lose everything all at one time? Do you have the emotional and mental fortitude to move forward? And I'll be honest with you, I probably had about 6 different businesses that failed. If it's not more than that, it could be more than 6. But that's what I thought about off the top of my head, is the businesses that came to mind where I failed. But there was a book by I think his name is Malcolm Gladwell. I think it might be that. And it was called Failing Forward. So the more you educate yourself about what it is and where you're going, the better it will benefit you. Because we're talking about the basis of understanding. If you never owned a business before, then you're looking at, okay, how can I set an infrastructure for my company that not only empowers me, but empowers everybody that I do business with? Because that's the most important thing right now, is for you to actually have authentic truth in what you're doing. You don't want to be doing anything on a slim, on the slide, on the backhand, doing some things that may cause some problems down the way. You want to do things in an ethical way up front. And that's how the spiritual journey aligns you. You become so aware in your spiritual core that you can only do business at a level of Godship, which means you're not looking to do harm or be unethical in any way whatsoever because of the spirit that guides you. You're able to be your authentic self in that which you offer someone, and that way they'll get the greatest benefit from it versus you doing something just for money. I know a lot of people have companies to make money, but they don't know how to really run a company. And you see their companies, they fluctuate in and out, they up and down. And even for myself, the reason why I can come and tell you about business tip on a spiritual journey, because I failed on the journey of understanding business. Yet my failure was only a setup. I really didn't fail, because the lesson that I learned allowed me to share with you today some things that you may want to avoid. You want to avoid your partnerships. Really understand who you're going to partner with, and do your spiritual values mesh? Hear what I say. If you're going to partner with someone, make sure that your spiritual values and cores and how you go about business mesh together. If you mess around and you get into business with someone that don't have the same ethics as you, they don't have the same truth as you, they don't do things in an ethical way, then your business may not only falter, you may damn near cause yourself a whole lot of situation. So that's the thing about business, not just having business tips, because I can get on here and rattle off, here are 10 different things that you can do in order to make your business successful. Peace, brother. How you doing today? That I can rattle off things all the time to help you be successful. What I'm sharing with you is to understand your spiritual journey as you create the business that you truly desire. The business that you truly desire, you will always be passionate about. You will always have a vision for it. And you will always require and already possess the skills. Now, your skills may need to be expanded based upon the vision. But you, as the individual, whatever niche you get ready to get into, it has to be based upon your passion, your skill, and your vision. Your mental mindset when it comes to business. Again, if you're only in it for the money, you may make a lot of money really quick, and then you see there's a stunt in your business. See, good business, you will see that always evolve, it always change, it grows, it brings in a unity, it brings in a community. It allows people to understand how to come together and understand on the one accord what vision that they have and for what is the roadmap for the vision, even for you who's listening. What is the roadmap for your vision and what does that look like? Do you possess the skills or do you require more skills on top of what you already know? And do you have a passion? If it took you 3 years to get to where you needed to get to, excuse me, I take that back. If it took you 3 years in order for you to achieve your vision, would you be passionate the whole 3 years through the ups and the downs? Because life is going to happen. Change is going to come. And you're going to be tested along the journey. You're going to be tested along the journey. And here's a real simple thing that you can do. If you're a new entrepreneur and you never looked into opening a business before or running a business before, you can do it really simple. Go to irs.gov, fill out the information, retrieve your EIN number, take that EIN number, go down to your local state registration, register that EIN number with an LLC, and for here in South Carolina, it's $149. So you can create the EIN number on irs.gov. You can create that for free and have an EIN number. That does two things. It solidifies your company as being authorized and recognized by the IRS, and it'll stop anyone else from retrieving the name of your company because it's like almost like a trademark. It's not a trademark because someone can actually go and trademark your company name, and then you have to buy it back from them. So you go to them, irs.gov, you create your EIN number for your company, take the EIN number from your company, register that EIN number with your local state legislature, and then you automatically, now you have a LLC. Now you take that LLC and EIN number and you open up you a business account. You open up that a business account, now you're ready to do business. Now here's what most people say, okay, what do I do next? Now you got the name of your business, you know what you're going to do, you got the LLC, you got your bank account. What's the next step? That's why the infrastructure of what it is that you're creating on your business model means so much of how you set that roadmap out. Because your roadmap is going to let you know what to do next. Whether it's going into the communities and affecting the communities, whether if you like myself and you're building an online community for like minds and people that's going through change and evolution, whether you actually have a place that you invite people into, whether you have a mentorship that you deal with. I mentor as well. So it's all about how you give service back. The business model that I have, it comes from a philanthropy mindset, which means business will always be available and opportunity will always be available to me because my availability gives to the service of the people. So as long as I have a mindset of how to give service and then allow my service to be something of value, then that's when you understand that's where that come from. You know, a lot of people when they come on here, the first thing they want to hear is all of these different spiritual principles. The truth is, these spiritual principles are based upon your own level of where you are and what do you understand about spiritual principles and what are your core values when it comes to spirituality. So if you're a newbie on your spiritual journey, you're searching for ways that you can anchor yourself in. And I'll say to utilize principles that allow your core to you to make decisions that are transformative in your life. So every decision that you make in life will be a place where you can get better. You become more aware. You become more knowledgeable. You become more skillful. You are someone who understands the model that's around you. You take that model and then you change that model that's around you based upon what's necessary and what's going on in your vision. That's the most important. You see, I had to relearn business. I had to relearn how to build a partnership when it comes to business. Because I've started businesses with my homeboy, and those businesses never worked out for me. I've started businesses with strangers, that people that I wouldn't say strangers, I would say people that I didn't know over 5 years. Let's say I've done business with people that I've known 2 years or less, and I've seen my business do a turnaround. And versus dealing with somebody that I grew up with, because when you doing business with someone that you just grow up with, they may not have the same mental innovation that you have. And when I say mental innovation, which means the ability to look inside your mind, see what you can alter, be innovative of altering your mind, that way you develop a whole new mindset when it comes to business. So the tips that I have, it's really all based upon your spiritual evolution. Because everything that you're learning along your spiritual journey will actually become principles in your life that will give you ethical and authentic ways of how to do business. So my tip is just simple. Honor your spirit, honor your mind, have reverence to your heart and how you make decisions and how does that affect other people. And when you do business that it only does all it does is help other people, then your business is going to flourish and grow. If people come to you and have a conversation with you when it comes to business, and you can offer them nothing, then that's what you're going to offer them, you know? And one of the things that I would say, especially when it comes to spiritual business, spiritual tips, is to have, I do an intentional memory management. So when I say intentional energy simply means that my energy that I put forward in my interaction with this person, my intentional energy that's managed, that's under control, that I'm not emotionally swayed one way or the other based upon what they do or don't do. And you're meeting that energy in a place of high ethics and high understanding, high love. You want to be in a place of being ethical when you're doing business. You're bringing into an energy. The energy in how you do business is the energy in how you treat your your significant other, the energy in how you treat your children, the energy of quote unquote, if you actually have a job and you're not being the best that you can be at your job, then you're doing yourself a disservice, which means that you will bring that same habit into a business. So my business tip is, whatever habits that you have right now, when you're approaching business, evolve and change. Grow in some area of your life where you realize that the habits you have may not allow you to be successful when it comes to business. Do you have the compassion and how to not only go out and acquire business partners or acquire investors or acquire the knowledge that is required of you in order for you to fulfill your vision based upon your business model? What would that look like? What would that look like? And for me, it's always bringing that conscious value to actually be truly aware of the decision that you make when it comes to business. And it wouldn't make no difference if somebody saw me or not. There's certain aspects of business that I just wouldn't get into because the energy management, because it's intentional. I'm not doing business to make money. When I have a consulting session, it's not about the fee that I charge the individual for being consulted. It's the value that I'm going to give back to the individual based upon where they are, what they require based upon their looking and where they want to evolve into. So that be the thing. You want to, everybody want to give you a quick, rich scheme or 10 tips on how to do things. Here are 10 tips or that you can use spiritually. Honor yourself, honor your vision, honor your passion, honor your emotions, honor your mind. Be ethical in your vision. Be ethical as you do business with others. Be mindful of how your business affects others. Create a business that only enhances everybody that you do business with. And number 10, do it all in love. If you want 10 spiritual principles, there you go. You got 10. And whatever you do with them, you do with them. It's not about being right. It's not about being wrong. It's about how do you take your vision, because we are going to have different business models. The person that's dealing in health is not going to be the same business model that they have for tech. The same person that's dealing in tech may not have the same business model for what they deal for consulting. And consulting not going to have the same business model that you have for products and service. All of these business models are going to be different. To give someone 10 tips on how to start your business and let your business be profitable, that's really shrinking the individual. Because now you only got 10 ways that you can actually explore and expand your business and your understanding of what it is to have a business along your journey. See, business is business is essential to where we're going right now. And to be honest, right now, if you have an idea about a business that you're looking to start, go to irs.gov, fill out the information, create your EIN number, and go to your local state registry, register your business, and now you have the LLC. And if nothing else, you will actually have the LLC, the name of the business that you're looking to do, and then build your brand. Most people don't understand when it comes to business of how to build a brand. You build a brand based upon the principles that you offer others. What, even if you're in products and services or just products alone, if you in products alone and you have a product, what is this product value to me? Because if I'm spending money on a product that gives me no value, then I really don't require the product. What's your service? If you have a service, what's your service? Does it offer value? And not only does it offer value, can they receive value for the long time? So for me, when we have a consulting session for me, after our consulting session, I promise you, you will be equipped to handle whatever it is you're going through at that particular time. Whether it's a personal development that you're going through, whether you just came out of a relationship and you need to regather yourself emotionally and mentally and spiritually, if you just started a spiritual path and you're looking to understand how do you go about dealing with spirituality and how to deal with that emotionally and with family and friends, I promise you by the time we finish with a 30-minute to an hour consultation, you will have not only clear vision of what's going on, you will actually have a plan of action. So that's what I'm talking about when you offering others service. When you give service to those, you give service to those. You give power and you empower those that you're helping. So when you're creating business, I would say the greatest thing that you can do as a business tip, especially spiritually, is how does it enhance the individual? Could enhance and who could enhance? Is it an age difference inside of your niche? Are you only targeting from 18 to 30? Are you targeting from 15 to 40? Are you targeting from 20 to 40? Like, What is your target range of your audience? And we're just talking business tips. Think about how you're going to set your brand. What will you stand for as a brand? What is it when people hear your name? When you hear talk that crap, it's automatically an image that pops in your head. It's either going to be an image of I don't know, a man. Every time I see him, he speaks with power. When I see him in the street, he speaks with power. The vision that he has is immaculate. The way he go about it is honorable. Those are the things that you want to have people say about you. So you got to be that. So anytime someone that doesn't know me can say, ever since I started watching your channel, my life has changed in dramatic ways, I go, hey, that's an honor to be able to help somebody that I've never met before. So that's the key of doing business. Your tips is real simple. You understand what you are knowledgeable about on your spiritual journey. You use those same principles in your spiritual journey to build your infrastructure when it comes to your business, when it comes to your company. What is the roadmap that you have for your company? Do you have a roadmap that you can only see 1 year, or can you see 5? At minimum, when you start a business, you should have at least a 5 year. At minimum, you should have a 5 year plan. If you don't have a 5 year roadmap, you really don't have a business. You got a side hustle. You got something that you just kind of want to do here and there. When you actually have a business, you have a 5 to 10 year roadmap, and then you have alteration based upon the possibilities of what could happen. What they call the war room. I read that in the book somewhere, and the basis of the war room was, in spite of whatever happened in society, the business, the company is already in sequence and already ready for whatever happens. So no matter if there's a deflux in profitability, there's already an infrastructure already prepared for that. If there's a huge shoot up in 1 year, and then the next year that business come back down, there's already a system already in set for that. So that's what you want to be doing in business, is to make sure that you have a true outlook about what it is that you're getting ready to do and what it's going to require from you. You know, a lot of time, most businesses I know, for my first year and a half, I made a little bit of money, but it wasn't nothing of substantial. You know, now I'm starting to see some things move a little bit different. At the same time, at this moment, it's not life changing income, yet it's life changing income, you know? Because anytime you're able to do something over time and you begin to see the fruits of its labor, you're more destined to stay focused in that arena. You're going to stay there because you're seeing that what you're doing is getting result, and you have the resolve to continue to move forward. And that's one thing that I will also share in business. Business, one of the tips that I would say to you is make sure that you come with a level of resolve, because everything is not going to be easy, and there are going to be some obstacles and hurdles that you're going to have to overcome. Because again, all business models are not the same. So I couldn't tell you what principles that you're supposed to be using upon your spiritual journey. You have to understand your spiritual journey, and you're supposed to use your spiritual knowledge, and you fuse that inside of your business, allowing your business to be ethical and spiritual, and then in your own evolution, you create something that the world has never seen. That's why in my consulting sessions, it's something that you will never forget. It's something that you will never forget, because you will understand something at the end of that 30 minutes to an hour that you never realized before. You'll be able to see your life in ways that you never seen before. So the spiritual tips, I would say the first thing that you would do is to really understand your passion. Are you passionate about the business that you're getting ready to create? Is it a fad? Is it a trend? If you start a business on a trend and you're not enthusiastic and you're not passionate about it, and you don't have a vision behind it, and you lack the skills, then that may be a difficult business that you're getting ready to start. If you have the passion, if you have the vision, if you already have the skills and yet you're looking to expand your skills, then you're in the right place. If you're burning with personal development, then you're in the right place. Because that means everything that you're learning impacts and empowers you, which empowers your company, which empowers those who work with you, who empower those who work that are contracted with you, those who interact with you on a daily basis. Everybody is enhanced. So my goal every day when I go out, every day, is to enhance anybody that I come into conversation with. That's my goal every day. I'm not looking to stop anybody and have a conversation with. The exchange is simply when two people begin to converse and we begin to exchange energy, knowledge, and consciousness. Then we be able to share with each other and how we may lift each other up. And that's the power of business today. What are you willing to do? How are you willing to go about it? And how you going about what you're doing right now? Is it ethical? Is it worthy? You know, some people have bad infrastructure and not the right partner and not being mentally and emotionally and then go start a business. You start a business with somebody, then y'all have two different understandings of what the business vision is, what the infrastructure is, and how y'all want to do business. And y'all go and do business together. And when the business is not as profitable, and then y'all still riffing and raffing at every point in turn, that business become very stressful. So if you're starting a business and you starting in stress, you may want to reevaluate the business that you just begin to start. I'm not saying that you won't enter a point where business may not enter stress. Stress is only for you to recognize something that you need to become aware of, for you to either release, overcome, release, and overcome. That's all stress is. If you let go of the thing that's holding you to stress, you ain't got stress no more. You see what I'm saying? So that's the same thing when it comes to business. Business tips are really simple. Understand your core principles and allow your core principles to be infused with your business model. Allow the infrastructure that you have for your company and the vision and the roadmap that you have for your company, let it be authentic, let it be ethical, let it be something that empowers anybody that you come into contact with. Uh, we already have a lot of businesses that we consume that are not beneficial to us. But yet we consume these products and services from these businesses every single day. I mean, some of us have streaming service that we very seldom watch, but we got streaming services. Some people have cable and streaming services. They got both of them. What you need all of that for? That's a lot. So with businesses, you want to create something that is necessary for anyone along their journey. So those who walk in this journey right now, when you see these business tips and you watch this show, you will understand the business tips on your spiritual journey. Because again, it's easy to tell you, brand yourself, you want to be doing things, you want to be doing things that advertising, yeah, the advertising, the business structure, the social awareness, like all of those things mean something, but it really means nothing if your spiritual core is really off. What advices do you personally offer? And what perspective you saying? What advice do I personally offer? In which way do you mean? Do I personally offer? I have a lot of advice to offer personally, but in what context are you asking advice from? Is it personally when it comes to business? Is it personal when you're dealing with a relationship? Asking for guidance. Personal advice for guidance in starting a business or just in personal in life? Talk to me, brother. What kind of advice are we looking for? Because you're definitely in the right place and you're asking for guidance. What kind of advice are you looking for? Asking for guidance. It may take me a while to type. Sorry, it's okay. It's okay. I got a few minutes. That again. That's why I'm here. Yeah, that's why I'm here. So, what way would you be asking for advice personally? I seek a career path. What Thomas? What type of passion do you have about your? What passion do you have that you love to do right now that you would do no matter what? Whatever that is, just type it down for me so I can see it. What would you do right now if you got paid $1 million? If you got paid no money, but you love to do it in spite of? Because we're talking about career. We're talking about something you're gonna do for the rest of your life. What would you want to do for the rest of your life? Because you want to choose something that you would love to grow, evolve, and be able to assist others with as well. What kind of path you looking to seek? You looking to be in the business world when it comes to what? Health, media, tech, AI? Like what kind of career you want to get into? What we looking to do? See, that's the thing. When this is why I'm having this discussion about the spiritual journey. If you're on a spiritual journey, which means you're going to be attracting certain people. So you on this live today, so you can figure out what it is that you're looking to do. The best advice I can give you for personal guidance is simple. Recognize where you are, understand the passion that you have. I wish I knew a struggle of knowing what is really for me. You struggle knowing what's really for you. It's really not a struggle. Sometimes you have to recognize the thing that you're really passionate about. So you may want to sit down today and get your notebook and write out some things that you're really passionate about. And write out those things that you're passionate about. And matter of fact, let me see. Can I answer that? You can email me at impossiblebcd@gmail.com. You can email me at ENPOSSIBLE, V as in Victor, C as in cat, D as in dog, at gmail.com. And we'll set up a consulting sign. You know, we'll set up a moment where you and I can sit and talk and we can kind of hash out some of these things that you can really help you go through that. Oh yeah, definitely. That again, that's one of the reasons why I'm here. I'm here to assist and help those on their journey. Again, you can email me at impossiblebcd@gmail.com. That's ENPOSSIBLE, B as in Victor, C as in cat, D as in dog, at gmail.com. And what about your field of work? My field of work is really counseling. I actually work in a cleaning right now. I have a couple of buildings contracts right now that I do, and I go out and clean the building for 5 days a week, probably around about 2 hours a day. And outside of that, I write a lot, write poetry, I write music. I got an EP that's going to be dropping in the next week. It's supposed to drop tomorrow. I'm waiting on my engineer to hit me back right now so that people will actually be able to hear some spoken word and music on a different twist. And my whole company is really just about helping entrepreneurs like yourself find their way, find their passion, set you up with a good infrastructure, and allow you to evolve and change and grow in your own way. Because again, the same vision that I have, we have two different roadmaps because we two different places in life. So it's not a bad thing that you don't know. And I would say self-discovery is everything. The ability for you to discover what it is that you're looking to do is awesome. You seeing that you have passion. Yeah, I do live life with the passion, and I had to learn that as well. Because again, before I could understand the business like this, I had to deal with some emotional trauma that really halted my business. When you're psychologically depressed, when you're emotionally going through things, it's difficult for you to deal with business. That's why spiritually, on your spiritual journey, it allows you to bring understanding into your life to where you're able to release those strongholds that limit you. So a lot of time our approach to business is automatic in limitation. We automatically approach business as being hard. I don't know what to do, when simply we can really sit back, jot down some things that we really like to do, and then say, okay, do I already possess the skills of the vision that I have? And if I don't possess the skills, how may I acquire them? Am I able to get a mentor in my life to assist me into what I'm doing? Or could I just watch some YouTube, get the knowledge from them, and go out and do it myself? There's a great book. I talked about it before. It's called The Seven Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. It's not all about business. It's really spiritual principles. Got to learn the word content. I know I do. What's we held back mentally from progressing. I wish you studied and but incapable of studying. Who is incapable of studying? I wish you were held mentally from progression. I wish to study but not incapable. Okay. Oh yeah, you can do that easily. Here one of the tricks that I do when I study. Right now to this day, anytime I'm studying, I do not have my phone present with me. And for me, I have an incense burning, and oh yeah, but that's why I learned, because I was in a depressed state of feeling like that I didn't know how to get to where I was going, and I didn't have anybody around me, so I didn't have a mentor around me in the beginning. It wasn't until later on in life that I started personal development that mentors came into my life. So the more that I actually would personal develop, the mentor would walk through the door and they would assist me and grant me with the things that I truly needed at that particular time. So a lot of time our depression is actually the thing that we supposed to be releasing. It's just our spirit allowing us to become aware of the thing that we need to detach from. The reason why it becomes so depressed because we pour all of the energy into the negative aspect of the thought. So I use triggers the same way that something would trigger someone to have a negative response, to take you into an emotional spiral downward. I took those same trigger and I use it to my well-being. So the trigger that I had in anger now produced love. The same issue, the same trigger that entered confusion brings now clarity. The same, I just use the things that triggered me to take me in a downward depression state. I use those same triggers and I learned spiritual principles that always took me up. It always spiraled me up. So it's difficult for me to think in ways that's not possible when we are living how they in Deepak Chopra, he calls it pure potentiality. So you're pure potential right now, Thomas. There's nothing holding you back. Only thing that's holding you back are the thoughts in your head. And now, you ask your question, why do those thoughts repeat themselves every day? And here's a question I ask you. Would you watch the same movie that you do not like? Would you watch that same movie every day? Let me get your answer right here. If you did not like a movie, would you watch that same movie every single day, knowing that you hate this movie? You can't stand this movie. Would you watch the same movie every day? Just give me a yes or no. And if you don't want to put yes or no, one for yes and two for no. Talk to me. Would you watch that same movie every single day? Come on, you're not gonna give me an answer. So, uh, that's current life for me right now. That's my point. So here it is. You're watching a movie that you do not want to watch, yet you won't do anything different to alter the vision. So, do you envision yourself actually being someone that's happy and joyous? Do you find yourself, and again, you want to educate yourself. You truly want to educate yourself. If you don't do anything else when you get off this live today, go and look up Deepak Chopra, Laws of Detachment. If you don't learn any other law, learn that one. And then go pick up the Kabbalion, order off of Amazon, and it's going to give you 7 comedic principles that will allow you to deal with your mind and emotion. Because all you're going to do from this is you're going to take your mindset and you're going to polarize. You're going to go to the opposite end of what you're feeling right now. You're going to take your vibration. You're going to raise your vibration. You're going to put yourself in rhythm. These are the 7 laws right here. You want to educate yourself. You're only thinking that way because it's been played on repeat. It's like listen to your favorite song. When you first hear your favorite song, you don't know it's your favorite song at first until you listen to it about 5 to 10 times. Then you start learning the words. And then when you learn the words and you really know what it's saying, now it really becomes your favorite song. Because now you know the word for word. Then you see the video. Then now you see the video, now you connect yourself with the video and the words. Now they take that same song, put it in a commercial, put it in a movie. Now you have all these different connections to your favorite song. That's the same thing that what you do on repetitive thought. So for me, I weaponize my thoughts. I say it all the time. I weaponize my thoughts. There is not a negative thought that can last in my mind. It may enter, but it will be disintegrated immediately. There's 2 things that happen when a negative thought particularly comes into my mind. Number 1, what's its origin? Where did it come from? And then number 2, transmute it. So I'm always going to go down to the origin of where it was. Your wise words help me to understand my struggle. Oh yes, because I was a person that came from depression. See, if you never lived through depression, see, I was depressed at a state where I didn't even know I was depressed. Let's let that be known. I was living in a state of depression without knowing it. I just was angry all the time. I was so confused all the time. I didn't know what to do at no time in life. I spent a lot of my days drinking and smoking heavily just because I didn't know what to do with life. And it wasn't until that spiritual awakening came. And once I woke up and I realized through Hermetic science, and I read a statement and I read a quote one time and I'm paraphrasing. And they said that all of your actions have pre-programmed responses. And I stopped and I paused for a minute and I was like, wait a minute. So are you telling me that every action that I take has a pre-programmed response? So you mean this whole time when I quote unquote making all these choices, there was a pre-programmed response inside of my psyche that I was unaware of? Oh no, I had a problem with that. Which meant that I was a robot, which meant I was being controlled and manipulated by external forces. And I did not like being controlled and manipulated by external forces. So there was no choice for me. I made a decision that I was going to change my life, and I did. And when I decided to change my life, I had mentors came along in my journey, and they gave me things, and they allowed me to grow in my life. And One powerful thing that happened to me when I was reading the Seven Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra, the same book I'm telling you that has the law of detachment in it. When I was reading that, I came across an understanding and said, you have to accept the thing that you're leaving behind, that you're detaching from. So you may have an emotional attachment to something that you have a difficulty releasing because you identify with that thing so much that it actually structures your life. It actually gives you reason for you to have the reality that you have. It gives you substance right now. And I was the same way until love came into my life and love became my substance. And love has given me compassion and understanding for the last 15 years. That's how I got here. I didn't get here just from learning. I got here from love because love gave me an understanding that man could not. And even in Gnosticism, they tell you in Gnos that you had straight connection with God because the preachers and the deacons may not understand how to be the mediator between you and God because God don't need no mediator. Hmm? How to release. I have problem with holding on the bridge and never letting go. That's the whole point of detachment. So again, once you get off this live, you can just go to Google, go and type in Deepak Chopra Law of Detachment. Read the Law of Detachment and begin to put those things in practice. I'm not saying you're going to do it all tomorrow. You can at least have the infrastructure of how to release something that's causing you pain. Again, you're holding on to something that's causing you pain to the point that you're not able to let it go, which means that you addicted to the pain, unfortunately. And I have gone down that road as well. I remember being addicted to pain as well. Matter of fact, I was addicted to pain so bad I got it tatted on my arm. So right now I got a tattoo on my arm that says pain. Because I could not, at the time when I got the tattoo pain on my arm, I could not envision my life without pain. Now understand, I'm in my 20s. I'm 50 now. Matter of fact, I'm about to be 51 tomorrow. I was in my 20s when I got the word pain tatted on my arm because I could not foresee my life without pain. And I can honestly tell you today, in 2025, as a 50-year-old melanated man, I do not have pain in my life. I do not have pain. I do not hoard memories that cause me pain. I may reflect on something that has caused me pain. I may reflect on something that has allowed me to adjust and change my life, to raise my vibration. But I do not hoard those emotions and thoughts because those emotions and thoughts are not me. Those were experiences that I had. And the things that you're holding on to, that's not something that happens to you all the time. Those were just experiences. And you holding on to it so tight that you don't see yourself without it. God bless you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I mean, you know why I have such a love for my ability to give back? Because at one time I did contemplate suicide. So I say to you, my brother, I know that you can make it out of it because I did. And all you have to do is realize that there's nothing greater than the God in you. See, if any negative or ill thought comes into your mind, those are not the words of God. Hmm? Those are not words of the divine. The divine is not going to speak ill of itself. It is all that it is. Here's a mantra for you. In who I am becoming, I am all that there is. In who I am becoming, I am all that there is. God is only positive. Sure. Yeah. But you can also find God. God and nature is the same. So when nature has storms, do we see the storms as being positive or negative? It's all a perspective how you view God. Because if you got positive, you got negative. So there got to be some negative forces of God as well. So it all depends on how and what your perspective or what your understanding of what positive is. Because sometimes we'll get this thing that we got positive with good. You can have positive without having being good. So business tips, real simple. Be emotionally, mentally, and spiritually grounded. And like I said, brother, all you have to do is email me. We can set up a time, preferably not this weekend because it's my birthday and my kids and my grandkids. We all going to be together this weekend. So preferably not this weekend. But shoot me email. I'll email you back. We'll set some things up. We'll switch some numbers, and we'll set up a date that we can have a Zoom call or something like that, and we work on you. That's the easiest thing I can say. Go online tonight, pull up Deepak Chopra, Law of Detachment, and begin to utilize those practices right now. There's three simple things he have to say. If you have a computer, download the book PDF. It's free, and read it. It's a short book. It should only take you like an hour. So, peace and light to everybody who joined in today. I hope you allow these business tips along your spiritual journey to empower you and that you may be able to get the best out of it. Peace, light, and love.